Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a song called Another One by Elevation Worship. This is in the key of D. So it has two sharps, which are those notes. We'll play it all the way through and then we'll break it down at the end.
1, 2, intro, 2, 3, 4. Verse 1. Chorus. Chorus. Ending.
Another one by Elevation Worship. All right, so this song is in the key of D, as we said, and the intro starts with this little melody. The chords are G add 2 to a D, B minor to an A sus or an A4 or an A sus4. There's a lot of names for the same chord here. On the chord chart it says A4. So the melody is B, A, B, D, E, D, E, F sharp. Again, B, A, B, D. As the chords move underneath, E, D, E, F sharp. So then it gets into the verse. And it starts on a D chord, and then it goes to a B minor, and then an A sus to a G. Okay, and the melody is. Now we don't have to play every single note of the melody, but we could play. They kind of play like the last half. Then the second melody is a little different. Second part. This is a very common thing that they do on this song and on many songs to get from the 1 chord to the 6 chord, or anytime. Really, this works for a lot of different chords, but doing a little walk into it. So to the 6th chord. And really what that is basically doing a little 2-note walk in and then landing on the 3rd of the chord. So here's a B minor chord, and the D is the 3rd of that chord, because you have 1, 3, and 5 for a B minor chord. And that walks into it, and you can do this on any chord basically. And it adds a little bit of extra flair. Or just a little transition to make it sound less boring than just hitting it, right? Kind of makes it show that you did it on purpose, that you walked into it, right? Okay, and then does that little melody there? Cause you're working it all for good. To the chorus, G to a D, B minor 7, A suspended, and it actually borrows some of that same melody from the intro, but it doesn't do the whole thing, right? Just kind of hints at it. Cause another one is on the way after miracle. Back to the melody. And octaves are good too. So this time, instead of just doing B, A, B, D with a single note, you could do, and then same thing on the next one. And then, now this is basically the same as the first verse. this one goes to an E minor 11. Because you're working it off good. Okay, then we land on the chorus again. Okay, so E minor 11, and then to a B minor 7, and then to an A suspended, and then the chorus starts. Okay, so that last couple chords are a little different. So the E minor 11, what is that? It actually says E minor 7, 4, which is, if you have the 7 and the 4 together, it's an 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. That's how we get to that conclusion for the E minor chord. So the 7 is the D, the 11 or the 4 is the A, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 11 are the same note, but you have to have the 7 to make it an 11, basically. 7 plus 4 is 11. So if you add the A and the D to our regular E minor chord, that's where we get the E minor 11. Okay? B minor 7, A suspended, miracle after miracle, open door. And the melody, here it comes, so get ready for another one, because another one is on the way, miracle. And if you can figure out how to play the melody and incorporate that into the chord progression at the same time, it makes a nice extra element you can add. Oh, here it comes, so get ready for another one, because another one is on the way. One way you can practice this is start by playing the melody before you even look at the chord chart. Sit down at the piano and listen to the song and start to internalize the melody. And instead of even trying to like figure out the chords, start with the melody. Miracle after miracle, open door after open door. Here it comes, so get ready for another one, 'cause another one is on the way. And then maybe put the left hand and then build your chords underneath the melody so that the melody can be sort of the top voicing, which is a nice way to do it. It's not the only way. You could put the melody on the bottom, but if it's on the bottom, it's a little bit buried. So if you want it to stand out a little bit more, you can do it on the top. So then you start to think about, okay, what can I do? It's a G add 2 chord for the start of the chorus, right? That's what we have, is a G add 2, but the melody is actually on this F sharp. Well, hey, let's just try it, see if it works together. And that does, because it's a G major 9 chord. And then we go to a D chord and just kind of continue to play the melody, and you get all these interesting additions to the chord, a little bit of an add-on kind of a thing. And then you can even do octaves if you wanted to. So that's how you get some extra nice voicings a lot of times, is by taking the chord that you might hear, the bass note, or that you see on the chord chart, and then adding the melody to it. All of a sudden you get a richer sounding chord, because that F sharp coupled with a G add 2 chord creates an even more complex chord, and it just adds a little bit more color to the chord. So that's something I would recommend. And then we get to the instrumental after the chorus. Another one is on the way. It kind of is the start of the bridge progression. So which that would be G add 2, A suspended, B minor 7 to a D, and it just kind of repeats that same thing over and over. And then we get to the bridge. Want to create some kind of build to it. You don't want to just play the same chord the same way the whole time. on any given section of the song. So, you know, one thing you can do is learn that melody. And if he told the sun where to shine, something, something, he will again. Da 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 da. That kind of melody repeats the whole bridge, okay? So that is a classic pentatonic scale melody. So pentatonic scale is just a 5-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 of whatever key you're in. And they're going 3, 2, 1, 6, 5. Right? So that it's basically using that pentatonic scale to create the melody, which is really a great, you know, it's just really catchy, right? It's a catchy type of melody. Okay, so you can do that. Another thing I was doing when I did the playthrough is I was kind of building at some points. As the energy builds, da, 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 da. Right, building the energy, and I even might have gone in this. Another one is on the way. One thing they do at the end of that is they add a chord to get to the chorus. Miracle after miracle, open door. Another one is on the way, another one. Then they break it down and do that same intro melody. And then they do a simple chorus. Miracle after miracle. One thing I like to do on that last chord is do an arpeggio of some kind. You could do a simple G, this is a G chord. So you could do a G arpeggio. But if you want to make it sound a little bit better, in my opinion, you can do a G major 9, which is, it looks like a D chord over a G in the bass. So you just arpeggiate a D chord. And it just adds a little bit of extra sauce at the end. Okay, so that is another one by Elevation. Such a good song. We just did it this last Sunday for the first time, so I thought I could do a tutorial on it. If this is over your head a little bit, I have a Church Piano 101 class that you can take. It's a course. I pre-recorded 10 videos. It's a lot of information, action-packed. Each video is half an hour each, so it's about 5 hours of training, and you're going to need to put in some work in between each video so you can stay up to speed as you go along. But it's a great course, so you can check that out, linked below. In fact, you get the first lesson for free if you click the link below, and you can just check it out, see if it's something that you'd be interested in. First lesson is completely free, and then you can see if it's good for you. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching today. Make sure you like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.